What do you personally view as a scam that everyone accepts otherwise? Credit repair companies. I used to sell this shit. You pay $100 a month to send letters to credit companies to fight the debt. If they don't respond in X days, it goes off your credit. You can also dispute it if a name is barely spelt wrong or an address. You can do this 100% on your own, and there are templates online you can print out. Edit. Edit to credit for your credit issues. I recommend reading the sidebar. Edit 3. Credit Karma does this shit for free. Edit 4. If it isn't a scam, at the very best it's dishonest and predatory practices for overpromising, which they're being sued for. This is something I don't think I ever would have learned. The shopping channel. They just get some common product, slap a few mouthy salesmen on it with an infomercial and sell it for 10x the price. They're just screwing over pre-internet senior citizens. Shopping channels are enjoyed so much by the elderly because many of them are unable to go out to a busy, chaotic shopping mall just to browse shelves once a week. Take that combined with being a couple generations older than the internet. And for many of them QVC is even more accessible than Amazon. The South Park about Cash for Gold was def a real thing about real rip-offs, to be sure. But HSN, QVC's mere existence offer a benefit to many individuals who are no longer or who have never been able-bodied. My wife and I fucking love watching QVC. Just seeing the nonsense they sell on there is great. Never ordered anything, just here for the laughs. When Mom says, "If you tell the truth, I won't get mad," and extra large fleshlights. As a teacher, it's really hard to not get mad after a kid tells me a wild thing that happened and I promised they wouldn't get in trouble. Last year, a first grader peed in another kid's pocket on purpose, and he kept lying about it. But I just needed to know how a kid peed on him. So I told him he wasn't in trouble. But I needed the truth. Needing the truth has almost always backfired on me. Teach found the piss pocket. Workout, meal plan apps that you have to pay for. All of their workouts and meal recipes are Googleable and extremely generic. There's no FaceTime between you and the app people, so there's no individuality in it. I don't get how people fall for it at all. Googleable. Hehe. Great Googleable Moojable. The funeral industry. Poor families get robbed of so much money just to put on their respectful funeral. And because they're grieving, it's seriously kicking in while they're down. You don't need to pay hundreds or sometimes thousands of dollars to have grandma embalmed, made up with corpse makeup, put in a casket worth an arm and a leg, and lowered into a hole filled with roses, to be topped with an ornate expensive headstone. I wish natural burials were more mainstream, where the body is put in its favorite outfit, wrapped in a biodegradable sheet, and placed in a mound of dirt to be absorbed by the earth. Big funeral companies are benefiting off of people's grief, and it's disgusting. Agree, and I feel this after having to bury both of my parents within the last 6 years. And heaven forbid there were no prepaid funeral arrangements and you have to wait on life insurance to pay out or try and get third-party financing to be reimbursed once life insurance money comes in. My mother passed on a holiday weekend, so we could not even reach the right people to help with the process, and it was a nightmare. Inkjet printer cartridges. My printer cost a bit less than the replacement cartridges and it came with ink when I bought it. Asterisk, it would be more cost-effective if I bought a new printer every time the ink runs out. Asterisk. Probably not. Usually new printers do not come with standard capacity cartridges. Edit. LaserJet is the way to go for sure. Inkjet printers come with the starter cartridge in the box that around 15% capacity of a standard printer, meaning around 50 to 100 pages. Priority boarding for airlines. Personally, if I paid extra, I would want to be the last person on the plane. I sit down, we go. I would pay extra to make my plane time longer by 30 minutes just to have 100 people bump into me as they board. Unless you need overhead bin space for your bag. Shakes fist at sky. Buying college textbooks. I had several teachers in college that made you buy the textbook that they had written. I had a psychology professor in college who made us buy a tiny $60 book. The most expensive book of my college career. It was written by a friend of his. We only used one page of the book. Wish.com. I do like looking at all the wacky shit on there though. I got a bunch of weird ads for things on Wish that had zero context to them. Like, WTF is this toe torture device you're putting on my Facebook wall? Shakes for weight loss. Phew, for a second I thought you had said asterisk shake weights asterisk. Can you believe those things went mainstream? It seems like an alternate reality. Those things should have never left the XXX sex shops. Change.org petitions. Would you like to donate? Spread the word. Would you like to sign up for email notifications? Would you like to submit your own petition? Would you like to tell your friends? Would you like to visit our advertisers? Are you sure you wouldn't like to donate? Would you kindly? Hotels charging for Wi-Fi. Also flights. You're telling me I can get free Wi-Fi from libraries, coffee shops, the dentist, and the bus. But I can't get Wi-Fi included with this $189 per night room. If I spend more than $2, I want free Wi-Fi. I stayed at a resort in Hawaii a few months back that charged an extra $14 per day for air conditioning. Edit. For people saying you don't need air. You do when you can't open Windows. Edit number 2, for the request of the naming and shaming. It was the Kona Coast Resort in Kona. It was bought out by Wyndham in the last few years. It wasn't like this when we went previously. So not sure if it's just a Kona Coast thing or a Wyndham thing. OMG, what? Are you being serious? Cause if so, this should be the top comment. Unpaid internships. If you look at the actual laws, internships are supposed to be primarily focused on education. If the intern is doing work that is providing value to the company, they are supposed to be paid. It's just never enforced. There was a lawsuit some time ago about these two unpaid interns who worked on a movie who were working crazy hours. One of them allegedly overheard a boss saying that if they didn't have the interns they would have to hire someone to replace them and it wasn't in budget. I don't remember the result of the lawsuit, but I remember this making major headlines. This one of those threads in which it's best to sort by controversial. Capitalism is both a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid scheme, and the next 20 are religion. Saved you a click. Donating on GoFundMe, not the company itself. The scammy users. You never know if they're pocketing your money or using your money for what they said the cause is. I had no idea they take such a big cut until I organized one for a fellow hockey player to get his mouth put back together. What's their cut? Transaction processing fees when you order a digital product online. such as a concert ticket. You pay $16 extra while you pay online, and then have to print the ticket yourself. Shit, yes. Sometimes your total is double the cost of the ticket. Don't tell me it costs that much for your automated system to process the transaction. Looking at going to an NBA game this season. Lower bowl tickets run $300 plus $107 in service fees from fucking StubHub and GT. And Lieutenant